Hi, I just wanted to do a quick video, just to try and explain a few things really. Today I've seen so much on so many Facebook groups of people that have been trying to use cloth nappies, and they either have done and have got to the end of their nappying time, their child is potty trained, or they've stopped because things have become too much for them. Lots of other different sort of variations on that story. But most of them were saying how hard it was. People were describing having nappies drying all over, like a one-bedroom flat with no outside drying facilities, drying all over radiators, and the house stinking of wee. That shouldn't be happening. Okay? Nobody wants cloth nappies to take over and have a negative impact on your life, because the chances are you probably won't stick at it. And number two, all the disposable nappies were created to make our lives easier in some situations, and they've become the norm. Well, we're not trying to go back a step. We're not trying to make our busy lives and the pressures that are already on us as parents and carers for children, as humans in today's society. Nobody's trying to make that harder on you. There were people talking about how they had, say, 3 children under 5, and they had a full-time job, and they just weren't finding the time to deal with all the cloth nappies. Again, that shouldn't be happening. I believe that for 99% of people that want to use cloth nappies, not even passionately, but just feel like they want to or want to give it a go, there is one out there. People talk about how that it's such a minefield, with all the different brands and all the different types and all the different materials. Well, that just shows you what a huge variation there is on the market. And there's hacks, there's tricks that you can do to make your life easier. You can mix and match things, brands and types. You can do so many different things to make your cloth nappying experience actually not necessarily pleasurable. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to collect loads of prints. You don't even have to have pretty ones. You can buy new, you can buy second hand, but the most important thing that you can do is to make sure that you're using something that's right for your family. People talk a lot about nappies being right for your child, the shapes and sizes that children come in, and that is true. But I personally don't think that is where we should focus necessarily, because there's, again, lots of different ways that you can make a nappy work for your child. I've only come across a couple that haven't worked for any of my children, just in terms of shape or whatever, or just I didn't really like them, or like, and that might have just been that particular time on that particular child. I think there's potentially too much emphasis on the right nappy for the right child, and not enough on the right nappy for your lifestyle. We want to be thinking about things like how quickly they dry and how we can dry them. What facilities do you have in your house, and how can you use them without it completely taking over your life? Do you want to use them part-time, full-time, just at home, just at night, not at night, with a childminder, not with a childminder? Who's going to be changing the nappies? Are they able-bodied? Because that's a massive factor when we start to think about what types of nappies might work. There's so many different factors that really need to be taken into consideration to make sure that people who want to use cloth nappies get a fair shot at it and don't resent it, because that's not helping anybody. Nobody wants that. So I hope that I've sort of made myself a little bit well, fairly clear saying that. But I just felt like I had to do a quick video just to put those points across, because I was reading through some things and just feeling really sad for these people that have just not had the right advice. So I hope that I can offer advice and recommendations that take into consideration all those things, and fairly and respectfully and with consideration to people's lifestyles. So you can either email me, or you can fill out the questionnaire and use it as an opportunity to ask all your questions to one person, rather than taking information from all across the internet and social media and getting lots and lots of people's different opinions on it, and use it as an opportunity to engage. Like, I'll stick with you through the whole process. I'll answer 101 questions so that you can get to the point where you feel happy to use cloth nappies and you're completely comfortable with it, and you've got yourself a system and everything's set up. I'm more than happy to answer anybody's questions about anything, and there is no silly questions. There's no silly factors in your life that might make it a bit tricky for you, because they're all valid. They're all going to impact in your choices and your decisions. And I think it's really important to take those things into consideration when you're trying to make a change for the positive, because at the end of the day, we want it to be a positive change. So I'm going to shut up now, and hopefully, as I say, hopefully I've made my point to a certain extent.